Hey guys, it's Bear. It is Tuesday, March 15th, 2022. And once again, it's been 2 months since my last couple of videos. My life just gets that way. I juggle a lot of stuff between work, 5, 6 days a week, and shifts that can be 8 hours or they can be 14 hours or even longer. I run like the Jewish program on base. I'm trying to get back into martial arts practice after having shoulder surgery, and I'm trying to study for, you know, a couple of different things at the same time, and it just kind of gets shoved away. And I think it's been a couple weeks, and then it turns into a couple months between videos. So I wanted to acknowledge though that I just hit a major anniversary in my life, and that's March 5th is the anniversary of me actually getting into the Air Force and going off to BMT. And for those of you who have followed me for a while and who know me personally, you know that this was a big goal for me for a while. I was trying to get into the military, and I was waiting for the ban on trans people to lift so that I could pursue that. And it kept getting put off, and it kept getting put off, and I kept getting disqualified, or we need more information, and it was just became this really long, arduous process. And so, right up until I actually got on the plane and went to BMT, I was just expecting someone to turn around and say, "Hey, yeah, no, get off the bus, get off the plane. Not happening this time. Keep waiting." And then March 5th of 2019, it finally happened. And for those of you, who haven't been following along, the ban on trans people openly enlisting and joining the service post transition lifted in January of 2018. I went to BMT in March of 2019, so over a year later. And then in April of 2019, that ban was actually re implemented. And it only recently lifted again, which is why over the last 6 or 8 months, I've been doing so many tutorials for trans people who are trying to enlist. Um, so it's a big anniversary for me, and it's something that every year that's passed, I'm like, all right, yeah, I actually pulled this off. I'm actually here. So I wanted to do a little bit of a life update and answer the big question that I get a lot, which is, do you have any regrets doing this? Do you like being in the military? And the answer is yes, most of the time, because it's just like any other job. There are good days and there are bad days, and there are really bad days, and there are really long days. There's good leadership, and then there's leadership that you don't really get along with. I don't want to say there's bad leadership, only because people just kind of speak different languages as far as leadership goes. But when I say it's like any other job, I'll equate it to the longest job I've ever had, and that was with Starbucks. I was with Starbucks for 14 years, and I worked at I think 8 different stores in that time, and I worked for lots and lots of managers. Same thing. You'll work at a store, love your crew, love your manager. You don't even need to talk about how things are going to go. You know how it's supposed to be, and you go do it. And then your manager gets transferred or gets promoted, or you get a new district manager, and they come in and they're like, "Hey guys, we're going to do it this way." And your whole crew is like, "We've tried that. It doesn't work." And they're like, "Yeah, but we're going to try it again." And they try it and it doesn't work, and you're all like, "Yeah." Same thing here. You'll get new leadership at many different levels, and you may totally get along with that guy right off the bat, or you might have to kind of learn how they want things. So in that way, it's just like any other job, you know. And as far as there being good days and bad days, I mean, that I can't even explain that better. There are jobs, from the bottommost food server to the topmost corporate person, where they have really awful days or they have really great days. It's the same thing here. We have early, long, late, difficult, tiring days, and then we have awesome days. So it's the same exact thing. The difference is that the military has these really high standards, and that's because we do a really important job. And if we mess it up, if somebody is just blatantly incompetent or somebody makes a mistake, it could be a really bad day. And so we have to enforce those standards. Um, and that's just how it is. I don't always like it, because there's not a lot of recognition and thanks for when you're like just doing your job right and you're doing it right. But when you do it wrong, it everyone knows, and it could be really bad for you. As far as how that is going to be dealt with. So that's the big difference, right? Like if I mess up somebody's order at Starbucks, like the worst that happens is they're mad about it. Well, the worst that happens is maybe they have an allergic reaction. But yeah, my point is that it's just like any other job, and I would not go back and undo this for anything. I do like the standards. I like what camaraderie there is. You know, I like I like the benefits. I like that they protect you. There's always somebody that's going to get a call if you get in a car accident, or if you're having something going on with your spouse or something else. They're going to know about it, and they're there to support you first, make sure you're okay, and then figure it out and deal with it. So, I wouldn't give that up in a heartbeat. Um it is difficult, and it is a sacrifice. It is a tiring thing, and it is difficult to be away from your family even when you're stationed stateside. I'm still 1,500 miles away from my family, and you miss a lot. And it is hard. It is hard to not be there when somebody is terminally ill. It's hard to not be there to hold their hand as they're taking their last breaths, or to hug your sibling, the day that happens. It's hard not to see big life events that, the younger ones are going through. I've got a couple of nieces, and they're growing up, kind of knowing who I am, but not really seeing me very often and not really understanding why. And that can be hard. Um, there's times that we get deployed or we get stationed somewhere that we can't take family with us, and you miss those big things. I haven't experienced that yet. I haven't been deployed yet, but um, that is a sacrifice, and I personally just feel honored to be a part of that. And is it difficult? Yes, but I'm honored and I'm proud to be in that fraternity, if you will, of people that are going through the same thing and are doing it for a reason, and that's because they're putting service before self. I do believe that everyone that signs up is doing that whether they signed up for that reason or not. They're putting service before self, and that often means before family and before comfort. And that's true. It's not always a comfortable job. And unlike many other jobs, there are times that you get a call and they're like, "We need you here right now. Whatever you're doing, put it down, get here right now." Um, Whereas, other stuff, you get that call and you're like, "No, I can't make it in, deal with it, call somebody else." That's not how it works here. So it can be uncomfortable, but I wouldn't give it up. And I came in with the intention of serving as long as I possibly can until retirement, so 20 years, and I still have that intention. Even after those long, hard days where you're like, "Oh man, I made a mistake," or whatever, like, "I don't like this." Yeah, okay. That's a day. Then you come back the next day and you do it again. And yeah, I signed up to do the long haul and retire, and I intend to do so. So thanks for asking. For those of you who noticed that it had been 3 years, thanks for your support. And I want to get to another topic, but I'm going to go ahead and do it in another video so I don't end up with a 20-minute video. So thanks. Send me any questions. Or if you're one of the people that's been trying to reach out and make contact about entering and doing the same thing, just keep hitting me up, and we'll figure it out. So thanks.